The way cities are growing today is quietly shaping your daily life more than you realize. Whether you're stuck in traffic, paying too much for rent, or enjoying a 5-minute walk to your favorite cafe, it all ties back to a secret model of city design that has been debated for decades. This model is called the compact city. Some people have never heard of it, yet it's one of the most powerful and controversial concepts in urban planning. And here is the twist. While planners promote it as a solution to sprawl, sustainability, and even climate change, critics argue it could make cities less livable. So what exactly is a compact city? Where did this idea come from? And most importantly, is this the future of urban living, or just another utopian dream? Let's investigate together. At its core, the compact city is an urban planning model that promotes high-density, mixed land use, efficient public transportation, and limited urban sprawl. But let's break that down. Population density is how people live in a given area. Compact cities aim for higher numbers, sometimes over 10,000 people per square kilometer, compared to sprawling suburbs that may only have 1,000. Employment density. Jobs clustered in specific areas, so people don't have to commute long distances. For example, Manhattan has nearly 700,000 jobs per square mile, making it one of the densest employment centers in the world. Job-housing balance. The idea that people should live closer to where they work, reducing car dependency and commute times. In simple terms, the compact city model tries to make cities walkable, transit-oriented, and socially vibrant, while preventing endless suburban expansion. The compact city isn't a new invention. Its intellectual roots can be traced to the 1970s and 1980s, when concerns about urban sprawl, environmental degradation, and energy crisis started rising. One of the first formal mentions came from the urban theorists Danzig and Sati in 1973, who wrote Compact City, a plan for a livable urban environment. The book argued that spreading cities were wasting land, energy, and infrastructure costs, while denser, compact forms could deliver efficiency and sustainability. But the idea didn't explode until the 1990s, when cities like Amsterdam, Copenhagen, and Tokyo began actively experimenting with compact growth models. By the 1992 Rio Earth Summit, the compact city was already being discussed as a tool for sustainable development. The term became cemented in planning discourse when the European Commission's Green Paper on Urban Environment in 1990 strongly advocated compactness to counteract suburbanization. So while the Garden City movement of Ebenezer Howard in the late 1800s promoted low-density suburban towns, the compact city came as its ideological opposite: dense, efficient, and contained. Here is where the debates get fiery. Urban sprawl refers to uncontrolled outward growth of cities into rural areas, typically characterized by car-dependent suburbs, single-family housing, and segregated land use. Think of endless highways, shopping malls, and big-box stores far from where people live. The compact city is the direct response to this problem. Instead of building out, it pushes cities to build up and in. Numbers paint the picture. In the US, urbanized land area grew 50% between 1980 and 2010, while the population only grew 36%. That means sprawl outpaced population growth. In Europe, sprawl is slower but still present. Between 1990 and 2015, artificial land cover in the EU expanded by 1,200 square kilometers, much of it from suburban development. Supporters argue compact cities can reduce CO2 emissions by 30 to 40%, since higher densities make public transit, biking, and walking more viable. But critics counter with concerns about housing affordability. Densification may drive up inner-city rents, urban heat islands, more concrete, less space, and social inequality. Densely packed areas may segregate rich and poor. This tension between sprawl and compactness is at the heart of today's urban planning battles. Different countries have adopted compact city idea in very different ways. Europe. The European Union has openly promoted compact growth since 1990s. Cities like Amsterdam and Copenhagen are textbook examples: dense cores, strong public transport, and mixed-use zoning. The EU Urban Agenda emphasizes compact development as a way to reduce land consumption. Japan. Japan provides a fascinating case. Cities like Tokyo and Osaka already function as compact cities with extreme population densities and highly efficient public transit. Tokyo has over 6,000 people per square kilometer, The Japanese government even has official compact city policies, encouraging elderly people to live near urban centers instead of car-dependent suburbs. China. With rapid urbanization, China embraced compact growth since 2000s to fight against chaotic sprawl. Policies encouraged high-rise living, mixed-use development, and metro expansion. By 2020, over 40 Chinese cities had metro systems serving millions daily. The United States. Here the story is more complicated. Sprawl is deeply ingrained in American culture and economics. However, cities like Portland, Oregon, with its urban growth boundary, and Denver, with its transit-oriented developments, are examples of compact principles being applied. Is the compact city just about design or also about who benefits? Studies show that compact development is often linked to higher housing prices since demand for central locations increases. For instance, apartments in central Paris or London can cost up to 300% more per square meter than suburban housing. On the other hand, compactness reduces transport costs. A Tokyo household spends only 8% of income on transportation, compared to 25% in sprawling US cities like Houston. So the socioeconomic balance is tricky. Wealthier people may afford central housing. Low-income groups may benefit from cheaper, car-free living if housing remains affordable. But without strong planning, compact cities risk turning into elite enclaves. So where is this idea heading? Climate change is forcing cities to rethink growth. Compact development is increasingly framed as a climate solution. The IPCC 2022 highlighted compact cities as essential for reducing global emissions. By 2050, 68% of world's population will live in cities. If sprawl dominates, urban land cover could triple. If compactness dominates, it could save 1.5 million square kilometers of land the size of Mongolia. At the same time, new technologies are reshaping compactness. Micromobility, including e-scooters and shared bikes, thrives in dense cities. Smart planning can balance density and green infrastructure, fighting heat islands. And 15-minute city models like those in Paris and Barcelona are modern takes on compactness, emphasizing accessibility over sheer density. The future debates will be about how to densify without losing livability, finding the sweet spot between efficiency and comfort. The compact city isn't just an academic term, it's a live question about how humanity will inhabit this planet in the next century. Will we continue spreading outward, paving over farmland and forests for suburbs and highways? Or will we turn inward, building tighter, denser, and more efficient cities? Your commute, your rent, and your air quality, and even the climate future of Earth may depend on which path cities choose. So next time you're walking through a bustling downtown or stuck on a suburban highway, remember you're not just experiencing a city, you're living in a grand experiment about the future of urban life.